who has such a lovely, warm heart. And yesterday I just came back from Johor Bahru. Oh, it's so lovely. It's interesting how we human beings work, interact, and think. We are a very intellectual being, and on this planet Earth, we have got 4 categories: human beings, animal kingdom, plants and vegetation, and elements. In this 4, we would say human beings are the most intellectual. Why? What we can do, animals cannot do. But what animals can do, we cannot do. We can't weave a nest, but birds can. And so why are we intellectuals? The only reason is that we have faith or religion, spirituality, which animals do not really have the opportunity. Oh, even animals has emotions, sentiments. And I remember many years back in Kenya, where I'm based, there's one of the huge national parks of the world. You must have heard of it, Masai Mara. It's one of the largest and the most beautiful national game reserve, where they have animals, all animals, especially the big 5. In that, it's not that they're trained, they're not controlled, they're just natural. And in that, every animal shares the space. But it was interesting how the rangers noticed Christmas time, 25th of December, they were just, patrolling and seeing if everything is okay. And they saw a female, not a deer, but it's called the gazelle, gave birth to a young one, just gave birth, and she died. The mother died. This one was so young, didn't know how to face this world, what to do, how to do. And you can imagine living in the wild there with lions and, all that. Who adopted that little young one was a lioness. A lioness adopted this young one. And she took care of this deer. Can you imagine the deer and the lion? Completely opposite. Huh? And in spite of that lioness fed her, whatever the milk and all that, and then took care of her so that nobody can hunt for this little baby. When this baby was to an age where she could move, learned how to stand on 4 feet and walk, then the lioness let go. So emotional, isn't it? The same thing repeated again next year. The rangers spotted this. I think it was 2 times or 3 times in a row. Just to remind human beings that our fellow creatures on this planet Earth also has sentiments and emotions. It's not only us human beings, but there is also a belief that human beings are becoming worse than animals. Sorry to say that, but that's how it's been seen. What is it that we are tagged as worse than animals? We don't walk on 4 feet. So what is it that gives this statement? One, we are going away from our faith or beliefs or religion or spirituality. And we're becoming more and more and more materialistic. To have a balance of materialism and spirituality is fine. But to be imbalanced and tilting over one side can definitely make us so gross, selfish, and beyond our beliefs. And this is what is happening to human beings. So this morning's topic is mastering our mind. If I master my mind, I know to what extent I can think and act. So thinking, which is created in the mind. But what we need to see is the process. So what did I say? Who are we? Human beings. Two identities in one. One is we're human. We have humanness. Unfortunately, that is also going away now. But together with human, I am also a being. Human is this physical body of chemicals and particles, irrespective where you come from. Whatever color, age, size, community, religion, whatever nationality you are, we're still humans. And the being is the identity which is spiritual. Soul, ruh, roh, roho, atma, that is the other identity. A combination of human and being is supposed to be the master. But we have separated these two. Human, I'm the master. As a human, because I'm the master of this body, things of this body, relatives of this body, I'm the master, which is an outward attitude. I can control everything around me. But when it comes to behaving or controlling my inner self, that's where it's lack. What do we say? I did not want to say this, but it just happened. And I did not want to see this, but I just saw it. So I am not the master of my internal identity.
மாஸ்டர் மனதின் கட்டுப்பாடு இல்லை என்று அர்த்தம்.
Spirit, which consists
ஸோ
of mind
மனம் இருக்கு, ஆத்மாக்குள்ள
intellect,
புத்தியும் இருக்கு,
and tendency.
அப்புறம் பழக்க
Mind
வழக்கங்களும்
is to
இருக்கின்றன.
think,
மனம் என்ன செய்யும்?
and
சிந்திக்கும்.
intellect
அது
discerns,
அது
judges,
அது
yes or no.
புத்தி பகுத்தறியும், முடிவெடுக்கும்.
I don't have mastery over that.
என்னால்
Then the outcome
அதன்
you know
மேல்
what it
கட்டுப்பாடு
is.
இருக்கான்னு பார்க்கணும்.
So I would say, just a very gross metaphor, the thought which comes to your mind,
எந்த எண்ணம் உங்க மனதுக்கு வருதோ,
question, how does a cigarette taste?
இதோட சுவை எப்படி இருக்கும்?
The answer, tried. And so you perform action once,
செயல் செய்கிறோம்,
twice,
2-3 வாட்டி, 3 வாட்டி ஒரு காரியத்தை செய்தால் அது ஒரு பழக்க வழக்கமாக மாறிடும் இல்லையா?
your habit,
அது ஒரு பழக்க வழக்கமாக மாறும், உங்களுடைய சுபாவமாக
so we've
மாறிடும்.
created one, isn't it?
நம்ம தானே அதை உருவாக்க.
Any action
எந்த செயல்
which is repeated
மீண்டும் மீண்டும்
3
நான்
or 4
செய்தால்,
times
3-4 வாட்டி ஒரு காரியத்தை
becomes your
செய்தால்
tendency.
அது ஒரு பழக்கமாக
So
மாறிடும்.
sometimes we
சிலப்ப நம்ம
complain and say,
நினைக்கிறோம்,
I have the tendency of getting very angry.
எனக்கு கோபம் வரும் பழக்கம் இருக்குன்னு சிலப்ப சொல்றோம் இல்லையா?
So what did you do? You created that.
நீங்க தானே அந்த பழக்கத்தை உருவாக்குனீங்க.
What comes to your mind? Should I tell this person off?
இவருக்கு நான் சொல்லவா அவரை பத்தி என்ன நினைக்கிறேன்னு?
How long are you going to tolerate?
ஆமா, எப்படி நான் சகித்துக் கொள்றது? நான் சொல்லத்தான் போறேன். அப்புறம் நம்ம செயல்படுறோம்.
Your nature.
ஸோ அப்படி செய்யும் பொழுது அது உங்க சுபாவமாக மாறிடுறது. எப்படி நீங்க எதிர்நோக்குவீங்க? அதன் பிறகு
what type of thoughts are we creating more?
எந்த எண்ணங்களை கூடுதலாக நம்ம உருவாக்குறோம்?
What thoughts do we create?
எந்த எண்ணங்களை அதிகமாக நம்ம உருவாக்குறோம்?
More of positive thoughts?
நல்ல எண்ணங்களா, திடமான எண்ணங்களா, அல்லது எதிர்மறை எண்ணங்களா?
What do you think?
நீங்க என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க?
All right.
நல்ல எண்ணங்களா, கெட்ட எண்ணங்களா?
Your son or daughter has gone out.
உங்களுடைய மகன் மகள் வெளியில போயிருக்காங்க.
That I'll come back by 9 p.m.
9 மணி ராத்திரிக்குள்ள வந்துடுவேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு போயிருப்பாங்க.
And they haven't come.
9 மணி ஆச்சு, அவங்க வரல. 10 மணி,
12
வரல. 12 மணி, 1 மணி வரல.
What comes to the mind? You see, straight away something bad has happened, maybe accident, maybe someone hurt them, something like that. Why didn't a thought come? They must have met a very old friend and must be enjoying coffee somewhere. And you would say, no, the situation of the world is not of enjoying coffee. You would relate to the situation now, isn't it? The time now. Who's responsible for the situation which is in the world today? It's me. We all have to take the ownership. It's me. So if the time or situation is sensitive, negative, fearful, dangerous, it's us. And who would reverse and transform that is us again. We take the responsibility. And where do we transform? Where do we change? You can't change the place, the city, and go somewhere else, because if it is going to happen, it's going to happen anywhere in the world. I met my friend, a childhood friend from primary, in New Zealand. New Zealand is supposed to be known as zero crime country. Zero crime. And we were, you know, that I was born in Zambia, which has crime. Not that too much, but it has crime. I can't say zero crime. Not even a single country in Africa can be zero crime. But we were born and brought up there. So when I met my friend after so many years, we left one another in primary school, class 5 or 6. And I met her after, I don't know how many years, by chance. And I asked her, you know, how are you and all that. She says, I lost my husband some years ago, leaving behind 3 young ones. And I worked and I brought my 3 children up. And I said, how did that happen? And she says, guess what? We were born and brought up in a country where there was crime. And we were so safe and nothing happened. Yeah. Nothing ever happened. We had one of the best lives. And here, so-called zero crime country, where we moved for our children's future, education. That's the main thing people go for, isn't it? Yeah. And this is zero crime. Me and my husband were beat up so badly, you know, in the store, so badly when the gangster came that my husband was killed. And I acted as though I was dead, just for the sake of my children. And I was saved. Otherwise, we would both go, and what would happen to my children and their future, why we moved here. But still, for a girl to bring 3 children up in a new country is not a joke, but she did. The thing is, here we talk about futures, and we talk about success, and we talk about protection, you know. What is that? And where does it come from? So situation will follow you wherever you are. So we can't transform our lives with just moving away from one place to the other or changing relationships. But we can definitely achieve through our thinking pattern. And so, what I need to transform is my thinking pattern. From negative to positive, from limited to unlimited, from weak to powerful. The moment I transform this, I become the master. So mastering the mind is I the being, I the soul is the master. And the mind is my helper. When that attitude or consciousness is there, I will achieve a lot. Did you get that? So mastering doesn't mean controlling. Mastering means discerning. Discerning means to make it behave. When your child is naughty, you know, you don't tie the child up and put them in one room and say, I've controlled over my children. But if your child is naughty, you sit down and talk to the child that, look, if you do this, you will harm yourself a lot. If you do this, you will benefit a lot. And make that child behave. That is called to discern. to make the child behave. You can't control the child, isn't it? So the mind is exactly like the baby, the child. If you tell the child, this flowers are right here all the time, and the child is playing around here. But the moment you tell the child, don't touch this, okay? Finish. The child is going to touch. Did you see how it works? If you tell the child not to be naughty, it becomes more naughty. Don't jump around and make noise. It will jump around and make noise. Our mind is exactly like that baby. The mind, if you say don't worry, it worries more. You tell your mind not to roam around, it roams around a lot. Did you see? Don't tell the mind what not to do. Just offer the mind, this is what you need to do. So meditation simply is offering a way of disciplining the mind, not controlling the mind. Meditation helps me to discipline. Someone asked me, whatever we achieve through meditation, we can't achieve through prayers or contemplation or rosary. You can. You definitely can. The only thing you need is concentration. Just check and be very honest. Do you have concentration in praying? No, you see. The mind is all over. Do you have concentration in your rosary? The beads are going like this and your mind is going all over. We have to be honest. I need the ingredient of concentration. And then I can have success. So I will not say no. I will say, if you have concentration, please carry on with your prayers. That's fine. Out of maybe 101 is honest and say, I do have concentration. Then it's fine. But meditation here gives you the ability to concentrate. That helps me to discipline the mind. Even in meditation, when you keep on hearing the praise of meditation, the benefits of meditation, we get so excited. And we expect that I'll float and I will see something when I meditate. No, you're not going to see anything, you're not going to float, and you're not even going to fly. Please don't wait. Meditation has different stages. The first stage is initiation. Initiation simply means to begin with the self. What do I begin with the self? That I'm not chemicals and particles. I'm not this physical body. This body is simply my instrument through I work. I am a spiritual being. Need to make that consciousness. It takes efforts, but you will become one. I am a peaceful being. I'm a soul working through this physical identity. The second stage is meditation. Meditation simply means connection, union, communication with the ultimate source. It takes time to connect to the ultimate. Somebody calls it God, some call it Allah, Khuda, whatever. But I connect with that powerhouse. It takes time. The third stage is the natural state of meditation. Switch it on and the current passes, and switch it off and the current stops. That is concentration. Third stage. It's so natural. You just sit there and connect. And concentration starts working on me. And then the fourth stage is realization. You start experiencing whatever we've heard. So experiencing who I am, experiencing what I connect with and what I receive. So it's like if I say sugar is white, you would agree because you can see. Or sugar is crystal, you can agree that also. But if I say sugar is sweet, what would happen? You have to taste. I cannot define sweetness. And when you taste, you would understand what sweetness is all about. So similarly, when I talk about soul, supreme soul, peaceful world, nirvana, all that is like sugar is white and sugar is crystal. But then when you experience, it's called realization. That's the fourth stage. It is not an academic knowledge here, which would say 4 years of kindergarten and 5 years of high school and, nothing like that. If you are regular, punctual, and with determination, you can go through these stages just in 10 months. Example. Or it can take you 10 years to move from one stage to the other. You can achieve what you want. You can have mastering over our mind. I become the master. And I think we all want that. We don't want that our mind controls us. But I discipline my mind. And when we discipline the mind, wonders happen in our life. Wonders. It helps you mentally to grow. You would have a very peaceful and powerful mind. You would have lovely relationships. You can achieve whatever you want out there in the world also. What we're trying to do is reverse. Whatever is in the world, I want it in my life. So we're trying to receive it through the world. What is the world going to offer you? Worries and tension, problems and more problems. Yeah. But I have accumulated so much positive within me, positivity. So then I use my positive energy, peaceful energy, loving energy, step out and then receive whatever I want through that. It will be so promising. If your husband buys you a beautiful car for your birthday, you're so happy, isn't it? That my husband bought me a beautiful car, or vice versa, the wife. But that happiness is outward to inward, which is going to give you such a short time of happiness. Next thing you pick your, you take your car out, and the next thing you see, may never happen, huh? But it's scratched. Somebody scratched it or banged it. Your happiness is gone. In fact, more of sorrow, or maybe stolen. Do you have cars being stolen here? Do you get carjackers? Everywhere in the world you see. Anywhere in the world. So then sorrow comes more than that happiness. We have got 4 stages in meditation, which I just mentioned, but we have 4 different levels of the mind. 1, conscious mind. You're all sitting here consciously listening to me, acknowledging, questioning, becoming happy. That is the first level of the mind. Conscious. Everything you do is consciously. The second level is subconscious mind. Together with the conscious mind, the subconscious is very active. Now that you're listening with the conscious mind, the subconscious is asking a question. I wonder how long this lady is going to be here for. See? Or, some interruption. That's the subconscious. Some interruption means, it's very easy to say that, but it's not possible. I know, I've tried. Things like that. If you create a thought, I'm going to stop smoking now, the subconscious will tell you, no, you cannot. You've been smoking from the age of 15. How can you stop? You'll become sick. Things like that. And so, we have got the third level of the mind, which is unconscious mind. It's there, non-functional. Medically, they say this, mind is, this person is in coma. In other words, it's there, not dead, but not even alive. And one level of the mind which we're not aware, or maybe we're not using it, and that is superconscious level of the mind. Superconscious. It's such a powerful mind. All the powers, all the goodness, quality is filled up with that mind. What is impossible consciously, it's possible through the superconscious. This is an experience which is talking, not theory. And that is suppressed within us. The more I meditate, I slowly tap into that superconscious level of the mind. And you tap, and you tap, and you tap, and it awakens. It comes up. and you start using. And there is so much of wonders through that mind. That is mastering your mind. It helps you in your illnesses, it helps you in your job, profession, career, it helps in interacting, relationships, and of course, your religion or faith. It helps you to elevate. And we do want to be elevated as human beings. I am going to stop there. It's 11:30. I'll open the floor, and if you have any questions, I would welcome them.
Does anybody have any questions?
No questions? Yes. Take the mic so others can hear you.
Yeah, hi. I want to know when people go into a coma situation,
Yes.
so what happens to them during, people sometimes go on for 2 hours, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
So what is the mind there? Where is the mind that time?
No, the mind is right there. You know, it's like your car being parked in the front gate, broken. You know, the car is there, but it's non-functional. You would tell me, Sister Pratibha, I would have loved to taken you out, but this car doesn't work. Yeah, it is just mechanical problem. Something is missing, or it's not working, but it's right there. It looks like a perfect car to me. You know. So similarly, the mind is there, but it's disconnected. It's not functional. Or sometimes what happens is that, you know, the person in coma also hear us. You know, they know we're talking about, we are right there, everything. But there is some disconnection with the body that it doesn't express. That's why the doctors say coma. It is not full stop, but it's in coma. And it's so like in the middle, not completely functioning and not, and sometimes they suddenly the spark comes. And I've heard people, you know, even after 20 years of coma, they wake up and they start communicating. That's why medically they don't allow, you know, them to be stopped or to be killed, you know, but it's there. Yes.
Anybody else? Brother? Any questions?
My name is Vijay. I'd like to get your advice. Very often we do get negative or disturbing thoughts. Just to put it in context, got up this morning, heavy rain, neighbor's house, a lot of noise, couldn't do my work. So when we are challenged with such disturbing or negative thoughts, what should we do?
Beautiful. You know, when we tell people to learn meditation, it's like 7 lessons and 1 hour a day. This is a very instant world, isn't it? They don't like it. They don't like, oh, I don't have time, 7 lessons and 1 hour a day. No, no, no. We put them off now because the pace of the world has increased a lot. I mean, 50 years ago when I took my course, maybe I could sit for 14 days. But now, according to the world speed, nobody wants to spare that time. So we came up with a very beautiful project in Africa about 4-5 years ago. It's called Pause for Peace. Pause. Yeah, you're watching a movie, unexpected doorbell comes through. So what do? You don't stop your movie, you just pause it, quickly answer, come back and continue. So here in our life we have, you know, used 2 buttons, one the start button and the stop button, but we've forgotten about the pause button, you know. So start button means we start something and we continue and carry on till we break sometimes. Stress, breaking, what you call nervous breakdowns, tension, depression, you know. But in between, use the pause button. And what is that is very interesting. We're going to do that now after the question answer. It's a little exercise for the self, which helps you to experience a little bit of silence. We are so imbalanced creatures. We are into sound and action all the time. Sound and action has taken over us so much, that we don't pause. So what I advise you is, when you wake up in the morning, I know you have to go to work, you're getting late, maybe you even got up late, don't worry. Don't jump out of your bed, dress anyhow and rush and go. No. Get up. Get up and sit down. Maybe on the chair, on the bed, on the floor, wherever you want. And step within and just be silent. How long? 30 seconds. 1 minute. Nothing more. Just be silent and listen to the inner silence. Feel the inner silence. Connect with your own self. And then step out and go to work. Even if you're late, do the same. Because I promise you, with that silence energy, if your elevators are taking time to come up, it will come very fast. So you saved your few seconds there. Then you're on the road and the traffic lights, so the traffic is stopping you, delaying you, it will cooperate with you. So that little minutes have been saved. Ultimately, when you step into the office, you're just on time. Otherwise, what happens is, you're late, you jump out of the bed, you think you've saved a lot of time, stand by the elevators and get very impatient. Oh my God, this is not coming. What's happening? Then on the road, oh, all this traffic, where did it come from now only? Stress again. By the time you reach the office, you are so tired. So tired, you don't know where to start from. Confused, angry, peaceless. You're wasting even more time. But this is like when you arrive in the office, sit down. Again, the same exercise. Compose yourself and then start. You will use less time and more success. And in that way, this state of mind will only allow positive thoughts to go through. It will filter your thoughts. Silence helps to filter your thoughts. And so if it is negative and weak and, ugly thoughts, it won't go through. But if it is positive, powerful, beautiful thoughts, it goes through. Where does it go through? Thoughts creates attitude. Attitude creates language. Language creates action, and action creates lifestyle. So if you complain and say, oh, my life is so stressful, To take care of that stressful life, you don't do it here, but you do it here. And you will see you become the master of your mind. Brother Vijay, did you get your answer? Good, good. So now sit up straight, 2 feet on the floor. And take a deep breath in and slowly let go. Once more, take a deep breath in and slowly let go. Let the sound around me fade, and I now, with my mind and intellect, step within myself. Look for a quiet space within yourself and just be there. Feel the calmness within you. Feel the power within you. And the coolness within you. It's such a beautiful feeling. Now slowly travel upwards with the mind and the intellect and situate in your center of the forehead. I am not this physical body of chemicals and particles, flesh and blood. I am a peaceful being situated in the center of the forehead. I'm a point of light, a divine entity. I, the embodiment of peace and happiness, of knowledge and power. I am the master of my mind and intellect. I create a relationship within myself which is of harmony. My heart, which is emotions, and my head, which is logic. I do not allow it to clash, but I allow it to have harmony. Respect and love. I am the embodiment of love, embodiment of silence. I am a positive energy. I now step within myself once again and interact with others around me with that consciousness of silence, of peace. I help others to become silent and peaceful. Om Shanti.
Thank you very much, Sister Pratibha, for this wonderful talk of mastering your mind. So now we know we can master our mind through meditation. And thank you for giving us information of different steps and the stages of meditation. Can we have a big round of applause for Sister Pratibha? Thank you.
Yes, it saves people to come up. Yes, yes.